All right, let's get right into it. We are going to tackle a problem that pretty much anyone in finance knows all too well. We're talking about turning that messy, manual, and let's be honest, painful reporting process into a clean, automated, and interactive Power BI dashboard that gives you answers in seconds, not hours.
So over on the left, this is our starting point, a raw data export. This is the reality for so many of us, right? And on the right, well, that's where we're headed. A live, breathing dashboard that answers critical business questions at a glance. The journey from that mess to this clarity, that is exactly what we're going to break down today.
So the big question is, how do you actually bridge that gap? How do you go from the chaos of manual spreadsheets to the absolute clarity of an automated dashboard? Let's get into exactly how it's done. Okay, first things first, let's set the scene. I want you to imagine you're a finance assistant. Leadership needs answers, and they need them now. What's our revenue? How much are we owed? Who are our top clients? You've got the data, but, well, it's complicated. Now, this might look like a simple data export, but the devil is always in the details. See the inconsistencies? We've got check and check, cash and lowercase. Your system sees those as totally different things. And even worse, look at this. An invoice is marked paid, but the payment amount is missing. These are the tiny little errors that spiral into hours of manual cleanup.
And this leads to some, let's say, universal frustrations. We've all been there. Excel files so huge they just crash your computer. You spend the first day of every single month doing the exact same mind-numbing cleaning steps. And oh yeah, you're emailing files named final_v3_final_final.xlsx, and nobody has any idea which version is the real source of truth. It's just inefficient, and frankly, it's risky.
But there is a much smarter way, and this is where a tool like Power BI comes into play. Now, this isn't about replacing Excel completely, not at all. It's about evolving your workflow to handle these modern data challenges way more effectively.
So here's the fundamental shift in thinking. With Power BI, you define all your cleaning and logic steps just once. After that, it automates the entire process every single time you hit refresh. What this does is it builds a reliable, reusable data model, your single source of truth.
All right, let's get our hands dirty and start building the solution. We need to create the brain behind our dashboard. This means cleaning the data, setting up the right connections, and writing the core business logic. We can break this whole process down into 3 really clear steps. First, we use a tool inside Power BI called Power Query to clean up and standardize all that raw data. Second, we build relationships between our data tables using a best practice model called a Star Schema. And third, we write our key calculations, things like total revenue or overdue amount, using a formula language called DAX.
And hey, let's quickly demystify that term Star Schema. Don't let the name intimidate you. Just think of it like a library's card catalog. You've got a central table of transactions, that's our payments, and it's linked to all these helpful lookup tables for things like clients and dates. This structure is incredibly efficient. It stops errors in their tracks and makes your reports run so much faster.
Now let's talk logic. This right here is an example of a DAX measure. It might look a little bit like an Excel formula, and honestly, the concept is pretty similar. This one single line of code is going to power one of our most important KPIs.
And in plain English, all that formula is doing is telling Power BI, hey, go calculate the total outstanding amount for me, but, and this is the important part, I only want you to look at the rows where the invoice status is overdue. That's it. It's a simple, super powerful instruction. And that simple formula, it gives us this. One single vital number. This isn't just data anymore. This is the total amount of cash the business is waiting on from late payments. It's the number that keeps finance directors up at night, and now it's calculated instantly.
Okay, so we've built our data model, the brain. Now it's time to build the face of our report, the visual dashboard that's going to bring these numbers to life and actually tell a story.
And we're going to start with the big one, total revenue. We use a really simple visual called a card to show off our total revenue measure. This is our headline number, right up front and center. Next up, we need to understand the health of our invoicing process. A donut chart is absolutely perfect for showing the proportion of invoices that are paid versus overdue or even partially paid. It gives us an instant visual snapshot of our collection status.
And here is a classic request from leadership, right? Who are our most valuable clients? A simple bar chart answers this question immediately. We can see right away who our major players are, like Client 19 and Client 36, giving us an instant view of our key accounts.
But hold on, this is way more than just a static picture.
Now we get to the part where Power BI really shines. It's not just about looking at the data, it's about interacting with it.
This is a huge difference from a standard spreadsheet. In Excel, a filter or a slicer usually just controls one chart or one pivot table. In Power BI, every single visual is interactive. Clicking a bar in one chart instantly filters the entire dashboard. Every number, every other visual, it all updates to reflect your selection.
And this interactivity makes one of the most powerful features for a finance team possible: drill through. So imagine, a credit controller sees a client with a big overdue balance. They just right-click that client, select drill through, and boom, they instantly get a detailed list of every single overdue invoice for that client. That is a chase list generated in 2 clicks, a total game changer.
You see, learning this workflow isn't just about making prettier reports. It's about developing a new career superpower that is becoming more and more in demand every single day.
So let's just recap why this approach is so incredibly powerful for finance. It handles huge data sets without even breaking a sweat. It automates all that tedious monthly cleaning. It makes sure everyone is using the exact same definition for revenue because your DAX measures are the single source of truth, and it lets you share one report securely where different people only see the data they're actually allowed to see.
And that really is the key takeaway here. The goal isn't to get rid of Excel. It's still an amazing tool for quick ad hoc analysis. It's about leveling up. It's about adding Power BI to your toolkit for the kind of scalable, automated reporting that modern finance roles now demand.
So I'll just leave you with this thought. Every single financial data set, no matter how messy it is telling a story about the health of the business. The question is, are you using the right tools to really listen to it?